We've all heard about the smartest man alive, but let's take a look at the dumbest man alive. Well, not exactly, but I'm sure he could be a contender for that title. Powerplex, aka Scott Duval, is not an idiot by his default settings, but by rage and anger to the point he regresses to a blind caveman. And his story is really sad, but at the same time just grinds my gear, makes me mad, and makes me want to fucking disappear. Cause out of all the people who are affected by the Chicago incident, he is the guy who should be the least angry and is the most understanding about the entire situation. But somehow it's the fucking opposite. He said, you know what, fuck it, I'm legally blind. Fuck you, Invincible, since your dad isn't here to clean up his fucking shit mess, I'm gonna pick up this pile of shit and smear it all over your fucking face. So Scott's family members are part of the thousands of people who died from the collateral damage caused by the world's most intense domestic violence. And he gets pissed, rightfully so, cause if I was in his pants, I'd lose my shit too if I went out to grab an iced Americano and as I come out the store, I see the building my family member just entered getting folded in half like a 2,000-year-old lawn chair. I'd be ripping my hair out. And shit would get even worse if I saw the guy who caused all the damage is just standing there in his tight spandex. I'd rip my shirt off and start throwing pebbles at him, get up close to his face and ask him to write an apology letter or some shit, cause anything more than that and he's probably turning me into an animal balloon. Main point is, he gets pissed and he blames Invincible for it. Normal human response, can't blame him for that. And he also didn't go completely berserk instantly over his sister Jessica and Gretchen's death. He actually tried the human approach and gathered thousands of signatures for a petition and wants justice. He wants Mike to be responsible and held accountable for the shit he does. So he wants a court trial and a bunch of other legal shit, but gets kicked in the balls, and all his efforts just go to complete waste. And the files he had on Mark was also a picture of him in his new suit. So he was probably doing this for a long time, took him a long ass time to be gathering all the information he just did, but he just gets absolutely pissed in the mouth. So he gets real angry, and this is when Scott puts on his black spider suit and like Thanos he said fine, I'll do it myself. He gets a job at the GDA trying to destroy him from the inside, and now Scott begins his transformation from Scott Duval to Mr. I got my brain so far up my fucking ass I can't think straight. Cause right here, he sees basically everything that Mark has been doing. He even watched the train scene not once, but 200 times where he can see Omni-Man is doing the killing while Mark is struggling like a cockroach trying to escape from his father's tight-ass dad grip. So you should know by now that the two clearly aren't doing some crazy father and son anime team up to take over the world. And if that's not enough, he also sees the Anissa raid, where she could have wiped everything out but Mark came in and stopped her. Well, that's a stretch, he was just stopping her fist with his face, but still, he is the best option there is. But Scott just refuses to acknowledge the number of people he saved and only look at the people who died by the damage he caused. So now his brain has completely turned into Swiss cheese, cause even after seeing all the footage of Mark saving way more lives than the people who died at the Chicago incident, which wasn't even his fucking fault, he still thinks Mark should be responsible for all the dead people. Which is just... Scott is on his own stupid island stuffing clams up his asshole. But let's say the legal shit went through. Mark gets put to prison. Fuck yeah, our only chance of defeating any alien threat is now behind bars jerking off the cinder blocks. Great. Now what would they do if there's another Viltrumite attack? Who would be dealing with that? I'm sure as hell Scott ain't doing shit. The Immortal hasn't won a single fight since the fucking dinosaurs. He himself probably doesn't even remember the last time he won a fight. Hello, future balls in a can here. Just watch episode 7, and spoilers ahead, Immortal lost another fight. Woohoo, what a fucking surprise. Poop smells like shit and Immortal sucks dicks. He sucks so much dicks his jaw was getting tired he had to retire. So the only option is, get Mark out, have him save them. So clearly he's fucking important. So sure, thousands may have died because he exists, but millions would be dead if he didn't exist. So logically, Mark shouldn't be going to prison when he can be out here fighting aliens that others can't. But Scott's brain has been soaked in vomit, and at this point nothing can really convince him that Mark is the good guy. Cause from the beginning, the guy came to the GDA with negative opinions about Mark, so he basically already made up his mind from the start that Mark is bad, fuck this guy, terrible shit, cockballs torture, don't like him, fuck him. So his mind is no longer open to seeing the good side of him, and is only looking for more reasons to hate him. So nothing can really satisfy him aside from revenge. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty fucking stupid, Mark didn't even do the damage and he knows it. But I can understand he wants to blame someone, and since Omni-Man isn't here, he went for the next closest thing. Besides, he has nothing to lose, meaning he could go full-on John Wick style blowing heads up left right like it's the 4th of July, and it wouldn't matter. He made his choices and the only life he'll be ruining is his own. But then this pea-brain comes home and he has a whole fucking family, a wife and a kid. So now, is it really a smart decision to do things that could possibly ruin the family that you have that are alive and breathing to get revenge for your dead sister who would still be 6 feet under even if you got your revenge? Well, the short answer is yes, if you're lacking brain cells. Clearly the guy needs help. But hey, at least his wife is there, surely she'll talk him out of it.
This isn't over yet.
Nope, she's a great wife and supports her husband. Fucking lovely. Oh god damn it, Becky, you son of a bitch! You're supposed to hit his body, not bash his fucking brains out. So that's not helping Scott's thought process. And he went on with his master plan to cause a scene and talk to Invincible. And he also gave us a bunch of cool ass title cards. And when the cops ask what does he want, he says, I want the truth about Invincible. Great job, Becky. You fucking gave him dementia. Scott needs Jesus. He is losing it. He just has to face reality, but he chooses to continue with his shit and shoots lightning at Shapesmith and proceeds to say, I don't want to fight. His brain is fried to the max. It's burnt, it's charcoal, it's black hole black. He needs God this instant. You know what? Scott gotta start taking his meds and come to the realization that maybe it's not anyone's fault. Not Mark, not his dad, but it's actually Jessica and Gretchen's fault for not joining him to grab that cup of coffee. Have you ever thought about that, Scott? You know what? Fuck it, maybe they deserve to die for not joining you to grab that cup of coffee. That's some disrespectful shit. They simply had to go. Also, the amount of times this guy would just randomly crash out is fucking hilarious. He would be chilling with his wife and kid, and all of a sudden he starts screaming and lets out lightning all over the fucking place. Jack can't have a single fucking peaceful hour in his household. He can't even play with his truck toy without the risk of being vaporized every time his father sets foot into the house. Alright, so after many failed attempts of him trying to get into contact with Mark, he's now in serious trouble because he's causing damage to places and stole some stuff from the GDA, so he plans to surrender and tells Becky to take Jack the kid and go. But she says no, this isn't over. But what about Jack? Well, Jack can go fuck himself in his shit-filled diaper. Let's just lose everything we have to avenge your dead sister. How does that sound? Fuck yeah, alright, I'm in. My mind is getting fucked like I'm in some sort of hentai. Poor Jack, his parents are intellectually challenged. It's completely over for him. I don't even know how two grown adults who are capable of growing pubes all over their bodies could even think like this. Sometimes you just gotta let go. And there is not a more perfect time than this to let go. Why would you risk losing what you have in the present for someone in the past who's dead? It's not like they're gonna come back. It's amazing how their mind works. Somebody gotta call in a scientist and have them study them because this is fucking insane. Okay, so they come up with this God's given plan to have Scott pretend like he kidnapped the mother and her child. That way Mark would finally come and talk to him. Another smart ass plan from whoever the fuck came up with this shit. It's amazing. Why the fuck would you put Jack there as well? Just Becky is fine. This is fucking child abuse. So Mark finally arrives at the crime scene and Scott is beginning to calm down as Mark tells him he knows who Jessica and Gretchen are. But then Mark trips on an ant and ate shit as he tells Scott that hurting others won't bring his sister and niece back. Now I'm also quite ass when it comes to comforting people, so I don't really know how someone in Scott's position would react to a line like that. But personally, that shit would be like a piping hot rod down the urethra. I'd get real pissed, and so did Scott. So instantly, he starts blasting lightning all over the fucking place. Becky, Jack, who? Don't know, don't fucking care. So the two starts fighting a little and in the end, Scott got what he wanted. He was able to hurt Mark, but at the cost of the life of his wife and kid as he electrocuted both of them to the bone. A truly shocking ending. But what happens next is even more shocking. Oh fuck, shit, dick balls, my wife and kid died cause of my asshole lightning. Fuck you! Well, thank God he's in prison. Honestly, he could have just stayed in the prison and everything and everyone would have been fine. Well, aside from Jessica and Gretchen, those two will still remain dead as fuck. But still, he could have had Becky and Jack. Although Becky, if she were to live, he should probably file a divorce soon. I mean, she may be hot, but she is the fucking devil on his shoulder. Also, poor Jack, somebody buy him more truck toys.